Good morning, my fabulous people. Um, you know, I skipped podcast this week, so I'm so late in doing this one, and I just felt led to get up here and say something this morning, and I promise we will get back on track next week. It has just been a crazy, crazy busy week. Um, what I really wanted to go into today is exactly what the title says, Faithful on Fridays. I don't know if y'all see a theme going here with my YouTube channel, but yeah, I'm using the days of the week, for a day for Jesus. And um, today's Friday, and I just want you to tell you to remain faithful today. Remain faithful. Remain faithful. What is it that is so special about Fridays? Well, in the physical world, a lot of people work a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. So Fridays is their last day of the work week. It's their day to prepare for the weekend of whatever situations you got coming up for the weekend. Usually people do, birthday parties and wedding showers and weddings, and a lot of events happen on the weekend, and a lot of people use the weekend to just travel and go on vacation, or maybe just to sit home and relax. So Friday in the biblical world was the day that I like to say, um, I think last year was Easter. Yeah, Easter fell on a Sunday. So on Friday was, you know, important to me last year because, God sent his son to die on the cross for us. So on Friday of last year, it was a symbol of Jesus dying on the cross that Friday. And then on Sunday, he rose again. Um, so I just like to look at that and use that as a symbolism of, Friday, Jesus died on the cross for us. Um, this is the day he gave up his life for our life and his life to save us from our sins. Um, and literally that's how I felt last year on that Friday, because I felt very, very convicted that entire weekend, because I knew what was happening. Like every day I talked to my kids and I said, look, today is the day that Jesus died on the cross. And then on Saturday he was in the tomb, and then on Sunday the tomb was empty, and then we really enjoyed doing that. So I'm using that as a symbolism for staying faithful, remaining faithful to Jesus, and that just means putting all your complete entire trust in Him. Anything that you may be going through, put your complete trust in Him. I want to read something to you out of the book that I'm reading, The Victory Decrees. I've mentioned this before. It's by Jennifer LeClaire. Guys, I encourage you to please purchase this. It is wonderful. You can get it on Amazon for $16.99 plus tax. It's not very expensive. So it is a daily prophetic strategy for spiritual warfare. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm all about spiritual warfare, because every day we know we are fighting spiritually, every day. So I want to read what yesterday's devotion was about. And these are little devotions, and it's like Jesus is personally talking to you. And the title of it is, I've already worked it out. If you have the book, I'm pretty sure you've read it. If not, it's on February the 9th. And it says, I've already worked it out. It says, I know you cannot see beyond where you are right now, because it looks as if your reality is your reality forever. And in addiction, guys, you know that that's exactly how we feel. If we feel like this thing's never going to end. Your present reality is not your future reality. Your present circumstances are.
I am the God of your future, and I have gone before you to clean up things that have happened in your past and things that are happening in your present. The enemy meant the attacks for harm, but I will make good come out of it. I've already worked it all out. Just trust me. I've already worked it all out. And if you have a pen and paper and you would like to do some Bible study on this, it tells you to go to Romans 8:28. That's Romans 8, chapter 28. And then Genesis 50:20. And that is Genesis chapter 50, verse 20. And then the third and last one is 1 Peter 2:18 through 20. Again, that is 1 Peter chapter 2, verses 18 through 20. So just go back and read those and meditate on those verses and study them. And then the prayer for today is, Father, thank you for working all things out for my good. Jeremiah 29:11 tells us that he will work all things out for our good. No matter what the situation looks like, he will work it all out for our good. It says, help me wait on you to work it all the way out and not take matters into my own hands. Guys, that's powerful. You know, when we take matters into our own hands, we all know how well does that work out for you? How well does it work out when we get into an argument with a loved one or family member or an enemy and we decide we're going to physically fight them. We're going to take it out in our own hands. How does that work for you? One, one of you going to end up injured, and two, one of you, if not both of you, are going to end up in jail with charges pending against you, and then possibly being convicted of those charges. So, listen, God says don't do that. God says, let me work it out for you. And he will take care of that person that's coming against you. The decree for today is, I decree every enemy plan and plot against me will become a blessing in the end. I declare the God of my future has already made the crooked places straight for me in Jesus' name. If you don't know what a decree is, I really didn't know it at first, but a decree is a prophetic word. It is decreeing, it's declaring, and it's putting a word out there that this is what's going to happen for my life. And I'm declaring it, and I'm decreeing it, and I'm prophesying it over my life. And it's really going against the enemy, and it's attacking him. It's shutting him down, and it's saying, you do not control me. And when you're doing that, not only are you taking authority and power over the enemy, but you're also giving authority and power to the Lord. You're putting your faith in him. You're putting your trust in him. So let's just remain faithful. Remain faithful in the Lord. I can't express that enough. I can't tell you enough, or I can't tell you, I can't, there's no ends of this world how much I can tell you about how much faith you need to have into the Lord. He says, if you just have faith as small as a mustard seed, I can move mountains for you. I mean, guys, it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much. I also want to read from today of the Jesus Calling book. It's by Sarah Young. I've mentioned this before. I encourage you to buy this as well. This one was bought for me, but it's about $20 from wherever this one was bought. And it's worth it. It's a day by day devotion and it's like another version of Jesus speaking to you. It's enjoying peace in his presence is what it says on the front. And I want to read to you what today's says. And it says, trust me enough to spend ample time with me, pushing back the demands of the day. Refuse to feel guilty about something that is so pleasing to me, the King of the universe. Because I am omnipotent, I am able to bend time and events in your favor. He will make you make time. He will cancel an appointment that you're supposed to go to just so you can spend time with him. If you pay attention, guys, I have my own business, and I'm a cleaning person, and I go in and clean houses and things like that. A lot of times I'll get a cancellation, and when I get a cancellation, I'm like, get a little bit of frustration at first, but then I'm like, okay, so that gives me whatever time I would spend there cleaning, I can take that time and spend it with the Lord. Guys, he does that. Okay, not every cancellation is from the enemy. He does that because he wants you to spend time with him. Whatever time, don't go out there and do something different or try to fill your day, because what I'm about to read really convicted me, because at one point I was this person. And it says, refuse to feel guilty about something that is so pleasing to me, the King of the universe. Because I'm omnipotent, I'm able to bend time and events in your favor. You will find that you can accomplish more in less time after you have given yourself to me in rich communion. Also, as you align yourself with my perspective, you can sort out what is important and what is not. Don't fall into the trap of being constantly on the go. Mamas, there's a lot of you out there that have children, especially single mamas, or mamas that have husbands that work a lot, or mamas that have husbands that are overseas fighting for our country. This is aimed at you. This is for you. It says, many, many things people do in my name have no value in my kingdom. To avoid doing meaningless works, stay in continual communication with me. I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you with my eye upon you. If you want to write these down, the verses to relate to this devotion is Luke 10:41 through 42. Again, that's Luke chapter 10, verses 41 and 42. Then there's Hebrews 1 through 2. Again, that's Hebrews, I didn't say that correctly. It's Hebrews chapter 1, verses 1 and 2. Hebrews chapter 1, verses 1 and 2. And then there's Psalms 32 and 8. Again, that is Psalms chapter 32, verse 8. A lot of times we get busy. We try to spend our days you just always on the go. We got to always stay busy. I just ministered to a sweet lady the other day about this, about how, if sometimes we're always on the go, what happens? We're exhausted. We become exhausted because we got to continually fill our plates up till we can't eat anymore. Listen to me. I did that. I was carrying on 3 jobs at one time, plus being a single mom of 3 children. Let me tell you, it does not work. Listen, it does not work. I was so exhausted. I mean, one of those jobs, I was working 60, 70 hours a week. Yes, the paychecks were good and we were living good and I wasn't behind in bills, and that's great. Excuse me. But it's not to your body. Eventually, I got so worn out, I was having to take constant breaks from work, from home health. I had to take constant breaks. I had to take a week out one time with no pay. Until finally God came to me and he said, April, you need to push this aside. You need to stop working. You're overloading yourself, and really sit in my presence. And in the minute that I've done that, the exhaustion was gone. I no longer feel exhausted. Some days I do just because I have a lot of work to do in one day, but I don't make that every day. And every day that, even if I do have a long work day, I still make time for the Lord, because He will give me the strength I need to do whatever I must do. That's in Philippians. He will give me the strength I need to do whatever I must do. So that doesn't mean go and pile everything on you that you know you don't need to be piling on you. Don't say yes to everything. Learn to say no. I just told someone this yesterday. Learn to say no. That was one of my weaknesses. Learn to say no. Because when you say no, even I know, even for those that have a big heart, it's okay to say no sometimes, because when you're saying no, you're going to make room for the Lord. When you're too busy going out through your day and just constantly doing this and doing that, and I got to be here and I got to be there, you're not making time for the Lord at all. When He gave up His life for you, He makes time for you every day, because He wakes you up. He wakes your butt up every day for you to go out there and not give Him a second of your day. We got to stop doing that, guys. We got to stop doing that. When we're going through addictions and we're going through divorces and we're going through the loss of a child, the loss of a parent, when we're going through cancer and we're going through terminal illnesses, I want you to understand that through all of that and every bit of that, you are not alone. Keep your faith in the Lord. This is Faithful Friday. My challenge for you today is to remain faithful in the Lord today. Whatever situation you are facing today, remain faithful. If that's all you have, just remain faithful. Faith takes a lot of gut. Faith takes a lot of work. It's not easy. It is a very hard task to do. But the more you grow in the Lord, the easier it gets. Addict, you're tired, you're worn out, you're exhausted, because you just don't know any other way out. Well, I'll tell you, the way out is Jesus. If you don't want to use today, or if you're thinking about using today, I want you to stop for just a second. And I want you to say, Lord, I've got faith in you that I will not use today. And even if you do, it's okay. You made a mistake. It's not okay, but you made a mistake. Continue to work on it. Continue to say no to it and say yes to Jesus. Continue on with that. Faith, with faith comes work behind it. Okay? Don't just say, Lord, I have faith that this is going to work out, and then just leave it all up to Him. You got to give Him some of your time. You got to give Him, you got to put some work in there. You don't go out and don't work and don't bring food on the table. You don't say, oh, I got faith that I'm going to make money today, but I'm going to sit home and not work. Guys, it doesn't work like that. It works by saying, I've got faith that I'm going to put my trust in the Lord over this family situation, because I know with God all things are possible. With Him I am nothing. And without faith, works is dead. So you got to remain faithful. That is my takeaway for you today. If you don't know the Lord, I pray that you find Him. I pray that you seek Him. I pray that you surrender to Him today. Give your life up for Him as He gave His life up for you. I pray that you have a fabulous, faithful Friday. I pray that you put God first. And I pray that your weekend is beyond remarkable. I pray that when we get here next Tuesday, that you make it here. I pray that you are still alive and well when we get here on Tuesday. Again, I say this at the end of every podcast or YouTube video. If you don't know the Lord and you want to surrender to Him, do it today. Don't wait. Don't wait till He comes back and and your time is up. Go on and do it today. Don't wait to get clean. Go on and do it today. Don't wait till you're 6 feet under because you wanted to wait one more day. No, go on and do it today. If you want me to pray for you, reach out to me in the comment section. I've left you my email. It's aprilquinn30@gmail.com. If you don't feel comfortable leaving me a comment for everyone to see, just shoot me an email and say, look, I need you to pray for me. I'm going through this. You don't even have to tell me what you're going through. None of that. Just say, I want you to pray for me because I would love to pray for you today. And I will just leave you with that. And I do want to start asking that if you see this on my YouTube channel or on Spotify, I want you to share it, like it, subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can hear more of me. The more you hear of me, the more of Jesus you're going to get that I'm trying to spread out to you. The more motivation and encouragement I want to give out to you. So subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Spotify. Download my Spotify so you can hear it over and over again. Add it to your playlist. Whatever you need to do. I want you to hear everything that the Lord has for you. I love you. I bless you all today and pray you all have a great and wonderful weekend. And remember, God loves you and so do I.